Hey, Miriam. Sorry. I know, I just talking to my chat. Talking to chat. No worries. How you doing? I know you. We're at the police, although I'm like going on a little early. I thought in case anyone might, I should be outside doing this, but I wanted to get in here. We're just doing police and then the morning one, I think. I don't think I'm going to stay for the afternoon because it's the one where they put it to like 5 p.m., but we'll see. Back to the grind. Yesterday was like a little bit of a diversion. And then they're off. No meetings tomorrow, and city council's on hiatus. I don't know for how long. So they get a lot of days off. Trying to figure out what I want to talk about today. I kind of want to mention the Saturday thing. I want to mention the event that happened that Laura bumped into, and then Kirsten Peterson, she's acting a fool, and then yeah. But we'll see. I hope I can hear good. I'm using the other phone, but it's not charged up.
Before and after.
Anyway, so welcome everyone. City Council seems to be on a European holiday schedule. Yeah, right. They get a lot. They just were off for a week. Now they're off for at least 2 days this week. I don't know about the following week. And then they're going to get all this holiday time off. Oh, hey, Kathy. Oh, welcome where you work. Oh, yeah, Kirsten, I'm going to slowly put that out. But, yeah, she needs to be talked about. Kirsten's crybaby. Oh, you get 5 to 6 weeks per year? Dang, that's nice. Hey, Gypsy. I think they get more than that, though. We'll have to find out. Because they get, like, Easter break. They get Christmas break. They get a break here, a break there. But maybe that's what they got. Yeah, it does. It adds up. But standing and making lunch boxes for the children and wanted to remind you that God loves you, God blesses you, God protects you. Amen, amen. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. Dealing with these treacherous people that we deal with, I need that reminder. Especially with the likes of like Kirsten Peterson. Right, Kirsten? We're going to have a chat, Kirsten. Because they literally listen to every minute. They go through, they scour everything. So she's like really on gung-ho trying to intimidate me out of, wanting me to give up and quit. Well, wait, what do you mean he was behind grant? See, I couldn't go yesterday. I was at court. Couldn't watch anything. What do you mean he was behind granting the permit for the No, we ain't quitting. We're exposing the truth. And we're going to name names. Because Kirsten, the thing with Kirsten, they're like, they want to hide in the dark, right? But the best thing to do with things that want to hide in the dark is shine light on them, because they hate that. And that's what we're going to do. He signed off the filming permit. It's not, Public Works doesn't sign off on filming permits, I don't think. It's, I mean, like the Public Works, I mean, I could be wrong, I have to find out, but Public Works, I think, oversees the contract of FilmLA with the city, but I believe it's LAPD that actually does the hands-on permit stuff. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to listen. I'm going to cut them all. Like I'm so behind in my editing of the comments, but I have to go back and really get that done because I think it's really important that, because since they don't put it in the minutes, it's important that we have a record. So I need to do that. It's so much going on. Pier Italiano, right, Santos? Oh yeah, she does. No, Yvonne's great. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm wondering if he signed off on the actual permit, or I mean, maybe he did. Maybe it goes through. Yeah, no, I mean, Yvonne is one smart cookie, and I need to get my my understanding of, who did what. Like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, it's confusing because now they just recently switched it. It was always just LAPD. And so now they're switching something but I'm confused on what part. But he'll get an earful if he did it. Because now I just need to confirm because have not had the chance to watch. I only got glimpses of watching her live, but Laura even said right for that they were like 5 hours where they had to stand in place, no water, no breaks, and were they even filming? Like, what's the point of making them stand? That sounds like a punishment routine, not filming, because how long does it take to film like a still scene? It's not even a walking, working scene. But can anyone tell me more on that? Wait. So he said he did. Like, wait. See, I'm so confused. See, I don't know. I'm not up to date on this stuff with the permit. Then we have to educate. Okay, so you did educate him on it. Good. I mean, filming is a What were they doing? Going in and out for each person for 5 hours? To me, like, to be honest, it sounded like that it wasn't. They wanted 5 minutes of, like, say they probably took an hour. Okay, maybe an hour to get film footage of that. But it sounds to me like it was a punishment thing. Because why would you make them do 5 hours? Why didn't, when it was protested, why didn't they say, okay, take a break? We'll get back to this one, later. Like, I don't see the point in it. Okay, good. I'm glad. I can't wait to hear it. I'm gonna have to. Yesterday was crazy because with the court, it was a lot. It was very intense emotionally. And then when I got home late, I had other, like, it was just other stuff. I just couldn't catch up on it, but I will. Can't wait to hear it. And there's no Public Works tomorrow. And I'll hit up Yvonne and get she may have sent it to me already. Oh man, see, I haven't seen, I probably need to do a sped up version of it and just, it's disgusting. It's inhumane, and it's got to be illegal. We're going to make it till it's illegal, till there's laws. I was so glad I was there with Nora. It was hard, and I really feel for her pain because, courts can be very slow. Everybody has a certain amount of rights, but when he got his continuance granted, but you know what? Her lawyer did great. I mean, I think her lawyer is really good because the judge was going to just give him the continuance from the get-go. And the lawyer argued, saying, can you listen? We have, we're asking for, she didn't say exigent circumstances, but that kind of thing. So she put off ruling on that and said, okay, well, we'll hear it later. And so I felt like the judge saw through a lot of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's kind of like, I think she didn't want to have anything where she's going to be called out on to be prejudiced. You know what I mean? It's a standard that everyone can get a continuance. And he wanted the continuance because he didn't know she had a lawyer. And now that she has a lawyer, he wants a lawyer. So that's his reasoning. Hey, Peter. No work what holiday is this time? Kagan Day. Hey, Phoenix Book Girl. And so back with the court case. But they were able to get a lot in because he would not give his address to be served. So her lawyer was able to get an agreement where service will be accepted by the lawyer and through email. So her lawyer was able to get that. Like, these are things that, people may not have thought to do. So it was definitely worth having her lawyer merit. I think she did a really good job. Hey, Laura. I hope you get on. Hey, Dan. No, I didn't see your comment. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here talking. I'm like really, really sleepy. So I'm like, the audit. I watched at least 4 hours of the filming and there was nothing happening as far as filming, but the people were just standing in the street frozen. See, that's so crazy and that's inhumane. But then, go back to the court. So I think the lawyer did a great job, because they were able to get that extra time, and Nora was able to really tell the judge how much this is affecting her and how the stress of knowing it can go on for 3 more weeks. But I believe she also was able to find, because she thought like she couldn't even mention him or talk about him, and found out that no, it's not true. The restraining order is basically, I believe, from what I understand, it's just like she can't contact him, she can't email him, call him, visit him, go near him. But I don't believe it. I think she found out that it doesn't restrict her from mentioning him or talking about her case. But it doesn't restrain him at all. Like, it only restrains her, which isn't fair, and she has a right to be upset. But I think that's going to be rectified. And so, yeah, I was very happy with the lawyer and the outcome. I mean, it is what it is. There's no way she was not going to give him a continuance, because you're basically, it's up to her discretion. But if he's saying, I want a lawyer, like, how bad would it look for a judge to say, well, too bad, you had your time to get a lawyer. You know what I mean? No judge is going to do that. You want a lawyer, they're going to give you a chance to get a lawyer. It's just standard practice. So it was no fault of the lawyer, no fault of Nora. It was just one person playing the system, and that happens. But hopefully it'll be over soon. Exactly. Right. And he's not, he says he's too frightened to give his info. Okay, that's fine. So, but he needs to be served. So the main thing that the lawyer accomplished was, because the judge was saying he has to be served. And she said, well, we don't know where to serve him. And so they were able to get agreement. He agreed to where he would accept service through his lawyer. So that was the biggest thing, that she was able to get a confirmation on how to serve him. So that alone was worth whatever she paid, to retain this attorney. And I really liked the attorney. She was really nice. Like, I got to really get to know her a bit. She's like, amazing history, and she's funny and stuff. And, and she could have, like, she didn't, because she's hearing impaired. So she needed an accommodation that the court forgot to provide. But she's like, as long as they talk loud, because I'll be able to, I think, because it seems like I can hear enough, like, with the setup of this room, that we don't have to postpone. She was willing to go through, even though they didn't have her accommodation. She was still going forward. And so I have nothing bad to say about the attorney. Yeah, no, the attorney did great. So now they'll be able to serve through a lawyer, and he agreed to it. So hopefully that gets, because, and then it was crazy that they had to, and that was the other thing, because like he was demanding, I guess, I want info from her, and she's like, the judge is like, no, you don't. It's not like criminal trials or whatever where you get discovery. It doesn't work like that. Basically, both sides have to give whatever it is that they want to use to the other side before they can use it. They won't be able to use it. And so the judge is like, right now, she told Tony, she gave him 5 minutes or 15 minutes to get his evidence to the lawyer. And then the lawyer had to then have another 15 minutes to get her evidence to him. Well, he sent her evidence, and her computer software, I guess, picked up saying, hey, this is a site that is appearing to be Rumble, but it could be trying to get your information and stuff. And I'm like I wouldn't open that. That'd be insane to open up something that my computer's telling me this is not a real site, So, I mean, that's how people get hacked, right? Opening up these phishing links, first thing they tell you, don't open that stuff up. So she didn't open any of them up. And she told the judge, and then the judge told him that she's not going to be opening links. They don't open up links like that. So he's got to get all the information in a manner that is, that she can receive. So I felt like the judge was really fair. I mean, yes, she was fair to him, but she was very fair. She was very fair to both sides. But I felt that she's not going to let a lot of nonsense go by. But she also has a really nice demeanor. I said she reminds me, if she wasn't a judge, she could be a great teacher. She was very, I don't know. I really like the judge. Hey, Irish. Yeah. No, I wouldn't open anything that, if why would I pay for it, right? I pay for a system to warn me if there's something that's not kosher, or, that's something that's not legit. And so if it gives me a warning, hey, looks like a fake Rumble, not real, don't open, it's possible trying to get your information. I'm not opening it. And I think only a fool would. But, because who knows, who knows what they're sending. But I'm going to trust my whatever services that I pay for to protect my computer. And other than that, it was a hard day on Nora, and I felt really bad. I just wanted to hug her, and because it's just emotionally draining, it's just hard. And looks like they're about to start. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Hi, Chief, how you doing?
Fuck you, Arrow.
So, okay, I'm going to stop now because they don't like me talking. Glad we had this chat, though. And everybody, we need to support Nora, and the lawyer's really good. Oh, good, Mona. But keep him supporting her emotionally, too. Right now, she really needs us emotionally. She needs that hug that it's hard. Very hard. I hope you guys can hear good. Good morning, Commissioner. Yeah, that was a great comment. I hope so too. I hope they're reading their books. And then after they do that, I'm going to scoot over to do City Hall.
SOB murderers, right? In the gangs were doing the shoot-ups, and they were here killing people who were saying, oh, it's okay, they should stay here. right? And then they shot at somebody else on the sidewalk. You know, there's 8 black families that have 2 sons that were shot in drive-by shootings. 3 that you keep mouthing off, that they should just stay here. You should be the first girl that goes to prison. And then you got that guy.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I haven't gotten a good night's sleep, I don't think, in a while.
I think I'm smiling, Jim. I'm Irish too. You're a despotic jerk.
So Streets can't be, he's not here today.
You write up good to text, you know everything that's what's going on. And then when they came here illegally, you were like, oh, we don't gotta ask. We're not asking. Yeah, and then combined with you and your voices and Congress, don't forget to arrest the Congress for letting us have it, right?
I'll enjoy that Irish. Wow, it's like nighttime already? Dang, it's just starting here. After the commission, can you give an update on the book totals and delivery on Peter? I will not be able to do that right now off the top of my head. I'm sorry, because it's like I put everything as like they're all like lined up, and I am like as we're getting them out, I'm doing that, but I don't have that organization like that right now, but I can let you know as we go. Tomorrow I'll be working more on that and getting the next batch ready.
What I just read about Scobin,
Because I keep them boxed until until we need them. Because I have like, if like earthquake happens, knocks them down, or my dog, I just keep them that way.
Commissioners, Chief McDonald,
We always need more, 'cause
Madam
there's so many more
Secretary,
people.
Inspector General Matthew Barragan, Mr. City Attorney Carlos Herrera, and members of the public.
But we need to start on the other book.
9:30 a.m. This is a regular meeting of the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Good morning. Please let the record reflect that Commissioners Sanchez, Gordon, Southers, and Shields are present, and we have a quorum. Madam President?
Thank you. We welcome everyone attending this morning. All public comment will be heard during item 3 on the agenda. We will dedicate a total of 45 minutes to public comment. Members of the public will have 1 minute per agenda item for a maximum of 2 minutes. At the request of the speaker will be given 1 additional minute for general public comment for a maximum of 3 minutes total. Members of the public, if you choose to participate in the public comment portion of the agenda, you can participate in this meeting in a number of ways outlined on the agenda. Members of the public who participate in public comment are reminded that they can speak on any item on the agenda or a matter within the jurisdiction of the Board of Police Commissioners. Public comment is your opportunity to address the board, so you are free to express your opinion on matters before the board and to generally express when you disagree with other opinions expressed. However, directing your comments to other individuals who have spoken or attacking others who have expressed their opinions shall be deemed off topic, and your public comment period will be concluded. Message for those attending the meeting in person. These meetings are regular meetings between the board, the department, and key stakeholders. Meetings of the Board of Police Commissioners are open to the public. The state's Ralph M. Brown Act affords the public the opportunity to be present at the meetings, hear the presentations and dialogue in real time, and provide feedback via the public comment period. During these meetings, there is a need for the board to carry out the public business expeditiously without delays or disruptions. Members of the audience shall not engage in any conduct which causes an actual disruption of the meeting. Those attending in person are reminded that disruptive behavior will be cause for removal. Excuse me. If you disrupt this meeting, you will be provided with only 1 warning to cease disruptive behavior. If you fail to cease such behavior, you will be removed from the meeting. All attendees must be seated. Failure to follow this rule will result in a warning and or removal from the meeting. I want to note that item number 5A, the department's reporting regarding increased detail for the Board of Rights hearings conducted in 2024 will be continued to the October 28th, 2025 meeting. With that, we will move to item 1, the report of the Chief of Police. Chief McDonald?
Good morning, and thank you, President Sanchez-Gordon, Vice President Southers, Commissioners, Inspector General Barragan, City Attorney De La Guerra, and Executive Director Sibley, who's not with us here today. Today, I'll be covering key events from the past week, share our latest crime trends, and provide an update on our staffing level. Year to date, we remain at 35 officer-involved shootings compared to 23 this time last year. On that topic, there was an OIS yesterday, October 6th, at about 3:23 in the afternoon. A Central Area Supervisor observed a shooting in progress in the 400 block of South Main Street. The suspect fled on foot, and a help call was broadcast. Excuse me. Responding officers contained the suspect, during which time multiple 40mm rounds were deployed and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The suspect was not struck and was taken into custody. The victim of the initial shooting was pronounced deceased at the scene. Force Investigation Division responded, is conducting the officer-involved shooting investigation. Robbery Homicide Division is conducting the homicide investigation. On October 3rd, officers in Central Area responded to a suspicious vehicle that had driven across traffic and onto the sidewalk, colliding with the steps of City Hall. The driver told officers he needed help and didn't want to harm anyone. However, he refused to exit his vehicle. Officers observed what appeared to be a metal oxygen cylinder inside the vehicle. Out of an abundance of caution, the area was cordoned off, City Hall was evacuated, and SWAT and bomb squad were called in. Ultimately, the subject complied and was taken into custody without further incident. The bomb squad cleared the vehicle and determined that the tank was a medical oxygen device, and determined there was nothing in the vehicle to indicate any kind of terrorist attack. The subject was placed on a 5150 hold for danger to himself, others, or gravely disabled. He was transported to West LA Veterans Administration Hospital for further care. This incident was widely covered in the media, and I want to highlight that because of the unknown contents of the tank, our airship could not fly directly overhead. However, we deployed our department drone as a first responder, which was able to see into the vehicle and provide our ground units with critical information to safely resolve the incident. On Thursday, October 2nd, our Commercial Crime Division's Cargo Theft Unit, working in partnership with Union Pacific Railroad Police, the Port Police, Airport Police, and District Attorney's Bureau of Investigation, served a search warrant in the city of Santa Monica. During this operation, our detectives recovered an estimated $500,000 in stolen train cargo, which included unreleased Nike shoes and clothing products. Inside the location, more than 2,100 pairs of stolen shoes and 150 cartons of apparel were seized. One suspect, identified as the owner of the resale business Cool Kicks, was taken into custody and booked for receiving stolen property. This case is a great example of the results we achieve when agencies work together. Because of the teamwork in this case, we were able to cut off a major outlet for stolen goods. The investigation is still ongoing, and we expect there may be additional arrests pending. On Saturday, September 27th, Newton Division deployed a party car team to address the ongoing issue of illegal warehouse and rooftop parties within the division. These events continue to draw hundreds of people, often with amplified music, alcohol sales, armed security, and they pose serious safety threats for everyone involved. Following is a brief summary of the various events that officers responded to. Just after 11 p.m., officers responded to a warehouse party on East 15th Street where over 100 people had gathered. Officers observed a stage, multiple food vendors, an illegal bar, and amplified music that could be heard blocks away. The party was safely cleared without incident. Shortly after midnight, officers responded to another warehouse party in the same corridor. This time, partygoers initially refused to leave. Once cleared, officers conducted a walkthrough and recovered 3 firearms inside the location, which included a short-barreled rifle with a 30-round magazine, a ghost handgun with a 10-round magazine, and a handgun equipped with a laser and flashlight attachment. Around 2 a.m., officers checked additional known hotspots on Wall Street. Event staff quickly locked down the location as police arrived, preventing entry. Although music was clearly audible from about 50 yards away, Officers were unable to make contact with staff and left the area.
Not too many.
Soon after, officers located a large rooftop at 1012 Crocker Street. Armed security was found in the alleyway and was detained and disarmed until their status could be verified. With the support of additional units and an airship, officers facilitated the safe dispersal of approximately 500 to 700 individuals. This is just one weekend a snapshot, but it demonstrates the scale of what our officers are facing. These illegal parties are not simply noise complaints. They're magnets for firearms, unlicensed alcohol sales, and overall unsafe conditions. I want to thank all involved for managing to disperse these events safely and professionally. Over the past 4 weeks, overall crime in Los Angeles is down 11.8%. Both violent crime and property crime have decreased citywide. Homicides continue to remain at a decrease and are down 22%, which means 53 fewer lives lost. Victims shot are down 29.5% in the past month and a 7.3% year-to-date decrease. Aggravated assaults are down just under 14%. Robberies, however, are up almost 6% citywide, which equates to 31 more crimes. More than half are strong arm robberies, but robberies involving firearms are up almost 27%. The good news is firearm recoveries are also up over 14% this year. Burglaries are down 5.5% overall, with residential burglaries down 3% and non-residential down 8.3%. Motor vehicle thefts are down almost 6% citywide, and the bottom line is overall crime, homicides, and shooting are trending down, which reflects on the hard work of our officers and continued support from our community. At the same time, we're staying focused on robbery trends in divisions where crime has recently increased. Our personnel strength, overall sworn personnel as of October 6th is 8,667. Civilian personnel staffing is 2,543, and we have 344 reserve officers. That concludes my my report to the commission this morning, Madam President.
Thank you, Chief. Let's move to our commissioners. Commissioner Shields, any questions, please?
Thank you, President. Thank you, Chief, for the report. With regards to the officer-involved shootings, I know we have, continue to have concern of the increase that we've seen this year. But when you hear that, an officer is seeing a shooting in progress, it's hard to see what actions they're supposed to take in response to that. And so, one thing I want to make sure that the officers themselves, we are seeing more suspects, being both armed with firearms and shooting at officers. What are you, doing to make sure that the officers are, operating properly in terms of when they do see someone with a firearm and they're running from them, the more you run after them, the more likely you are to be shot or a shooting result. And so there's the difference between, tracking someone versus trying to catch them. Can you talk a little bit about how you try to balance that? You have someone who's now just killed someone. What are officers trained to do in that type of scenario?
Yeah, you clearly got somebody who's a threat to the community. If you don't chase them, they're going to potentially hurt or kill someone else. That's a critical situation. Our officers will try and maintain sight, set up a perimeter, use the air unit to do 4-point containment, bring in a K-9, and try and resolve it peacefully that way. If the suspect becomes barricaded, then we request additional resources from SWAT. They'll come in, replace the inner perimeter officers with SWAT officers, and then attempt to negotiate using all of the tools that we use there. Our psychologist, mental evaluation, try and de-escalate the situation to the degree possible and try and get the suspect in custody without anybody getting hurt.
Thank you. And thankfully, no officers or other civilians were impacted by this shooting, including the suspect themselves. And thank you for the update regarding the suspicious vehicle in City Hall. And it was good to hear that the drone as a first responder was actually doing as it should, was intended to do, provide more visibility and insight and information to officers on the ground when, helicopters and other things are not available. So thank you for the report. I have no additional questions.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Shields. Commissioner Suthers?
Thank you, President. Chief, I want to pivot back to the issue of our senior leader officers, and again, we're looking at the numbers of the department decreasing, and I just want to ensure the public that the senior leader officer program is still in place, and that those officers are still available, and in those divisions, being able to work with people closely as they have done over the past several years.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. The Senior Lead Officer Program is very strong, very much alive, and something that's fully supported by the department. To use a sports analogy, the Senior Lead Officer is kind of the quarterback for that piece of real estate 24/7. They coordinate the activities of the officers who work around the clock. They look at problem-solving efforts and look at the root causes of crime and disorder as opposed to dealing with the symptom, the radio call. And their focus is to be able to ensure that we don't continue to go back to the same locations over and over, and that they deal with the root causes to be able to prevent that.
Thank you, Chief. And on the matter that you brought up about the illegal parties, parties that are popping up where people are actually building stages, inviting people, charging admission, and they're a pretty unsafe situation going on across the city, looking for potential stage collapse, being trampled in as the stampede leaves. Who works with the police department as it relates to monitoring those locations and those parties that are being offered to people to attend?
Thank you for that. Our officers will use in the Senior Lead Officers as an example. They'll coordinate the efforts for that area, work with the party car that we deploy in Newton Division in particular, Central Division, to be able to look at, are we going back to the same locations over and over again?
Sorry, guys. This room always gives me an asthma. I'm so
69% increase. So the issue of training of officers, whether they're operating properly, I would like to revisit that, especially on those areas that you mentioned, the canine use, the SWAT team for psychological assistance. I think that perhaps we can hear a little bit more about what type of training they're getting. Since last year, the team has changed us to better practices, better tactics, so that we can begin to see that number of officer-involved shootings decrease for next year.
And Commissioner, we're happy to show you all the training that we do, the de-escalation efforts that we take, but the reality is, and you get to see it as I do, as the use of forces that are investigated, they come through. There's nobody else in the world that does the after-action investigations that we do. The level of accountability is unprecedented anywhere, and it's replicated across the nation at least, based on the system we have in place. As we see, each one is critically reviewed, and when we look at numbers alone, they don't tell the story. The analysis of each one is, and nobody knows better than the commission here with the time you spend on reviewing these, that the officers are evaluated based on their tactics, the drawing and exhibiting, and the use of force itself at a level that is, I think any community would be very proud of.
Oh my
The numbers don't tell the full story. The actual looking at the incidents certainly do. And so I'm proud of the work being done out there by our folks. They put themselves in harm's way. They're coming across more situations where they have to do that, put themselves between a threat and the public. And as we've seen an increase this year, it's resulted in additional option involved shootings.
What's the real number? shooting. You said
Thank
27,
you.
that's not correct.
Okay,
Vanessa, that's not correct
We're going
number.
to move on to the report of the Inspector General. Inspector General Barragan.
Good morning. I have a number of items to share since my last report. First, I've participated in a number of Department Affinity Group meetings. The groups with whom I've met thus far include the Latin American Law Enforcement Association, the Oscar Joel Bryant Foundation, the Law Enforcement Association of Asian Pacifics, and the Hispanic American Police Command Officers Association, a national group which is approximately 50% of its membership from the LAPD. I'm hoping to meet with remaining affinity groups in the coming days. I've also attended a variety of community meetings. A community meeting to introduce myself and the role of my office with certain stakeholders in the Central Bureau, along with Commission President Sanchez Gordon and Central Bureau Chief Hurtado, in addition to meeting with Commission Vice President Suthers and West Bureau stakeholders. I attended a Pacific Area Community Police Advisory Board meeting. I also received the Leadership Training Institute organized by FBI Law Enforcement Executive Development Association. Audit section staff and my team has observed the department's 2-day training on small unmanned aircraft system deployment, consistent with past practices involving the OIG's assessment of how new technology equipment is being used by the department. Staff has also sat in to observe a RIPA ComStat meeting to ensure that the department is addressing any issues identified with traffic and pedestrian stops. With regard to the complaint section, the OIG has had 2 meetings with the department regarding its actions during the most recent protests relating to arms enforcement. Specifically, the OIG's complaint section is continually monitoring Internal Affairs Division's actions and investigations into allegations of misconduct by its employees during the protests. The OIG has access to all aspects of the investigation and has received information and access without delay. To date, there are over 100 complaints relating to the protest-related incidents. Close to 90% of those complaints include allegations relating to use of force.
Shocking!
This number includes complaints from third parties, anonymous sources, and members of the public who are part of the protest or who saw the incidents on the news and or social media. The OIG complaint section and IAD have also developed a protocol to review complaints during the investigative process and before a complaint is adjudicated, to identify potential issues before final determination. My office's use of force section also has a number of updates. As previously mentioned, this section has received updates from the department's internal task force regarding its efforts to investigate and assess allegations of misconduct and uses of force, including categories of force related to the ICE protests. The use of force section is also tracking Force Investigation Division's assessment of the delayed interview pilot program. The 6-month pilot period concludes on October 23rd, and the department plans to report back to the Police Commission in November on the program's status and impact. Last, the use of force section continues to participate in the monthly Tactics Training Review Committee meetings, where department officials and the OIG discuss critical issues related to use of force and training and commission priorities, including de-escalation, intermediate force, and tactical disengagement. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Questions, Commissioner Shields?
Turn your mic on.
Thank you, Inspector General. It's great to hear that you're meeting with a number of the affinity groups within the department. I think they are a great resource for the employees and are very impactful, I think, in the work that the department does. And thank you for all of your outreach efforts with the community and giving them a sense of what your role is and what the your office's role is. And thank you for tracking all of those complaints. And I know that I rely on you as a resource, and I will continue to look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Suthers, any questions?
Thank you, Madam President. And Mr. Inspector General, again, thank you. I reiterate the comments made by Commissioner Shields regarding your accessibility and making yourself available. You've done an excellent job since you've been appointed to educate people, make them more aware of what the OIG does, how to contact you, and how to be more accessible. So appreciate you attending those meetings with us. The public has been really supportive of you, letting them know what you do and how they can be helpful in your efforts to hold us accountable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Inspector General Barragan, for your report. We move on now to the public comment period, 45 minutes on all items. Madam Secretary?
First up, we have Lisa Albert.
My question realistically is going to be under minutes, so. Basically, I lived in historical for over 10 years, and I've seen a lot of destruction in the last 10 years, especially since the last 5 years. My question is the property damage for graffiti. Are we doing anything regarding damages for graffiti? Speak to regarding it was the restitution for the amount of graffiti. I've just noticed in the last 5 years, a lot of such in the historic core of our buildings and destruction, of course, the towers. Is there anything that's being done regarding this for these graffiti people, is it artists, but just in general? Is there anything going on? Restitutions or arrests or anything? Who would I address this to?
Ms. Albert, we're going to have one of the deputies speak to you on that issue.
Use your mic.
Yes, thank you. We're going to have one of the officers speak to you and address some of your concerns. Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Madam Secretary?
Next up, we have, Michelle Tuck.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hi again, thanks for taking my call, and I hope you take more Zoom calls on the platform because you seem to always neglect the people that are waiting, and that hasn't been discussed. However, I just want to know what in the cult is going on with the LAPD, because on Sunday, there was an event, a permanent event for filming within the cult of Scientology, had a film permit, and they were on the street at like 4 a.m, and they thought they owned the whole neighborhood. They were caught trying to take over sidewalks where the permit said it was only for the streets. And one person was on the sidewalk telling them that they asking to see the permit, which they wouldn't provide the permit for them to see the permit. And then when they wouldn't get off the sidewalk because that's a public sidewalk, the officer that was off duty happened to push that person. Her name is Laura FM. She was pushed by an off-duty police officer, and they think that they work for a cult. And that's inappropriate. They had people on the street that were actors not getting any breaks for 3 hours, standing in unnatural positions for extended periods of time with no water, food, or bathroom breaks. It's absolutely disgusting that you stand by a cult, a child trafficking cult, that I called you out on last week because I addressed you as enablers of a cult, and that you're just going along with the program. You need to stop giving them permits to abuse people. They do not belong on the street doing these events if they are not going to follow the permit and not show the permit. And they need to follow the law. And you need to get these permits on the internet. So when people see what's going on and you don't produce the permit, and they can't even look up what's going on. It's absolute sheer abuse. And I said this before to you guys, that there are cults that are being busted all over the country. So many true crime channels are covering them. But it's going to be time is coming when you're going to be covered on these channels more and more about your abusive collaboration with these crimes and helping them cover up the crimes that they are committing in the walls of the Blue Building, in the walls of the Celebrity Center, and also in the walls of the Testing Center on Hollywood Boulevard, where people happen to get locked in when they go in, they feel like they can't leave. There has to be a way that anybody could report to you and not feel afraid to report to you, because they know that you go along with all the crimes. And that's all I have to say. Bye.
Great job, Amy.
Next, we have Stinson Tolan.
Great job.
That was First Chief Jim McDonald. Okay. The detectives suddenly come back to my house and do the right investigation because I called the terrorists shooting them. They told me not to come back down no more. And that's completely wrong. There's this discrimination. And my son, now people down to the assessor's office downtown, and I told them about that, and I reported to everybody, and then they sued me, him and his girlfriend, and all this is not even true. The assessor's office did that, you know, no ID wasn't shown at all, and that should be more investigated, and it's completely wrong. And I wrote a book. Chief McDonald, I wrote a book, God Works Miracle. It's by me, by Stetson Cohen. They got everything wrong on the internet. And stuff I've been hacked into my computer, a whole bunch of money, because all this stuff is happening, and it's completely wrong. And that's why I wrote that book. And Karen Bass, she's in my book too. And they said every time I call her office, nobody don't answer the phone. And then they send you somewhere else, and it's not right, you know, it's discrimination too, you know, and Cortez, the detectives, they said to me, it's not right. Chief McDonald, I mean, that guy's, you know, I mean, 83 years old. That's why I wrote the book, because you guys know, it's in case, if I don't be here no more, you can look at that book and see what's going on, you know, and that's what's going on in our community. And my mother, Mrs. Reed, she used to make cakes for you guys, you know, cakes and stuff like that, you know, at 77. And they said, and the terrorists, I want to completely off of the case, okay? I want to, 77, do the case. Will you please help me out on that? Because it's completely wrong. You know, and I appreciate you, McGowan, that's why I wrote that book, special, and then, you know, people say, let them talk, you guys walk out on it, you know? But I'm gonna do that to nobody, you know? That's wrong too, you know what I mean? And then I'll show you everything that's going on in life, okay? And Bobby Tobin is my brother, the baseball player. And Eddie Tobin and Jesse Owens. That's why I wrote that book, so you guys will learn what's going on. If I don't be here, it help somebody else in the future. You know, that's why I wrote that book, God Works Miracles on Amazon, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Collins. We have an officer who's going to assist you.
Oh, is that too good?
Next on Zoom, we have Steve Riley.
Good morning.
What items would you like to speak on?
All items, please.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Thank you. The United States of America is a constitutional republic. Christ is king, and all lives matter.
Fuck you.
Regarding item 5A, which is going to be continued, the attachments do not open, so we cannot review the documents. In the interest of transparency, can you please be sure that documents can be reviewed? Otherwise, the public is in the dark. So please, attention to that matter. This is Italian Heritage Month. Now, you mentioned affinity groups. There is an Italian American Police Officers Association in the LAPD. I've noticed over the years that certain heritages are observed and honored, and that's one that should be also. October is Italian Heritage Month. There have been many officers of Italian heritage who have served honorably, and so I think that needs to be corrected. If you could put something up at the top of lapdonline.org, recognizing Italian Heritage Month. They are, by the way, the 5th largest ethnic group. Chief McDonald, great report on the officer-involved shooting at 400 South Main, right in front of a supervisor. Just shows how dangerous Los Angeles is. There are many crimes occurring right in front of the public and in front of officers, in this case supervisor. I'd like to see more about that story. Who was the suspect? How many times has he been released by a criminal justice system which is not doing its job? There are a couple of movies I'd like to recommend to the board and to all listening regarding law enforcement. Badge of the Assassin, 1985, starring James Woods. It's a true story based on two officers that were murdered in Harlem in 1971. One of the officers being of Italian heritage, Joseph Piacentini, and the other African heritage, William James. Also, I'd recommend watching Serpico if you haven't seen it. So that you can, in your own time, you can learn something about policing. I think, quite frankly, the person heading this commission doesn't know much about policing, and so this is really on-the-job training. Breaking news, Los Angeles is a very dangerous place. So is New York City.
Excuse me, the person on the call, you're off topic, please.
I'm off topic. I'm addressing the issue of crime.
You are
And how
off
big-
topic.
It's not, you are
Get back on topic, please.
letting me my point. Now, breaking news, it's a dangerous city. The numbers of officer-involved shootings are the numbers. And the officers are using great restraint, and their training is completely adequate. So the problem is not the officers. The problem is you have violent criminals, repeat offenders in the streets. That is the problem. God bless the LAPD. God save Los Angeles.
Next, we have audit alert.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I want to start off by saying that there's two people, and I know I can't even file any kind of claim, but Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon are trying their hardest to discourage me from bringing the truth about what's going on with Scientology and to deal with the issues of victimization of both former and current members. As much as they're trying, I am not going anywhere at this point, but I am putting those names out there, Kendrick Moxon and Kirsten Peterson. And I want to talk about a little bit about the thing that happened on Sunday, about them getting a film permit. I know it sounds like, why is this a police matter? But it's only because LAPD is involved with the Film LA permits and with the supplying police officers. They use their slave wage laborers, okay, that these people make, if they're lucky, $47 a week. They work over 100 hours a week. And they were asked to stand frozen on a street for 4 hours while they were allegedly filming, although nobody really saw anyone filming. No breaks, no going to the bathroom, no water, nothing. Okay, this to me, I mean, if they needed to film that scene, they could probably have done that in maybe in a half hour to an hour. What's the point in having these people do that? For me, it seems like maybe punishment for them. I don't know. A lot of people, and they have their own prison system. They have their own punishment system. But it's disgusting. And it's not just a labor issue. It's a police issue because these are the things we're bringing to you, sir. And, you know, and there are officers still that are not fully trained in how permits work and how to deal with it. And because Scientology is very good at convincing LAPD, the officers on the beat, you know, like what their version of truth is. And it has to stop. And then Saturday, I mean, this coming Saturday, they're going to be having another event, which now they're trying to remove the wording that they're involved, but they are involved with the Faith in Blue event. Like I said, I have no problems with the Faith in Blue event. I actually am someone that appreciates community. I believe in community policing, trying to get the community. I know we have some difference of opinions, and that's okay. But that's just my opinion. But I don't want to see someone the people who are terrorizing people who are speaking up, people who are have so many victims lined up, hundreds of them have come forward with the abuses they endured as children and adults. And a lot of people that the slave wages that are going on today, seniors that are not being taken care of today, the health issues not being taken care of today, have anything to do with LAPD or anything to do with the city. And it's really serious. And so I am putting it on notice that I am starting to fear for my safety and life with these people, but I'm going to keep speaking. Thank you.
Next, we have Mona M.
Thank you, can you hear me?
Yes, what items would you like to speak on?
All items, please.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Commissioners, Chief, OIG, I bring up Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated for creating a place for dialogue and speaking his mind. I bring this up for what it represents to each of us coming to report the abuses and crimes of Scientology. The threat is not just to people holding events. We brave talking, just like Audit was just saying, about these abuses in public to not only bring awareness, but to hopefully affect change. I remind you of the fair gaming that LAPD suffered through the Masterson's trial. Charlie Kirk's assassination is an example of the level of threats we are seeing. Let me tell you of a person here in LA that is inciting violence, domestic terrorism through rhetoric and lies. This influencer talked for days on his podcast that a critic of Scientology, hint, hint, Audit LA, should be drugged by her hair out of her wheelchair and her throat sliced. That same person is calling for another to commit suicide and is using the judicial system to intimidate and harass her. It's all spurred on by Scientology. The city made a deal quite a few years ago with Scientology. Unfortunately, when you make a deal with the devil, there's always a price to pay. The handshake was done years ago, way before your times, and now you are seeing the fallout. Thousands of families, thousands of children are ruined because of it. To remind you, 22% of the children that grew up in Scientology are no longer with us because of suicide or tragic death. The children are the collateral damage. We are asking that you sever your relationship with the family-destroying, child-abusing cult. Take them off your CPAPs and turn your ears away from their influences. This is not hate speech. I have the right and a responsibility to warn you of danger. I am pleased seeing that the chief has assessed the information, understanding the monster that has been living in your house and abusing children is hiding and living among you. But more needs to be done. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Great job, Mona.
Next, we have Trent Sonho.
Hey, Sean. Great job. Oh, God. I hope they hear. I hope they listen.
Good morning, Police Chief, and good morning, everybody. My question today, can I post everywhere? I say I choose the LAPD and all the U.S. military to protect the U.S. government and all American people right and safety. I knew it. If you agree with me, this is the country. It changed. Everything good for all of us. We don't need to come here fighting, and we all friendly, you know. Can I do that? It's very serious. It is good for everybody. You know me. I'm here for everybody, good for America, good for around the world. If you choose me for that, and we better America. We all good, you know. I think you gotta help me with this. I'm very important to everybody here. I know you cannot say yes in here, but I hope my voice you give to it's to all American people and the world, and I'm here today very important. So I hope everybody in here can help me with share information. This information I'm here today. And like I say, it's not for me, it's good for America, good for all human rights around the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Jonathan Foster.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Way to go, hon. Thank you.
Hi, Jonathan Foster. I need to speak for 5 hours. I need 5 hours. Well, I wanted to start with the increase in shooting is not the LAPD's fault. The increase in shooting is when the suspect pushes the LAPD to shoot. But I still don't want them to shoot. I've talked about other issues. This lady here, it says, the caption says, off-duty cop DUI arrest, thinks fatal crash is funny. Tell you. So, we need to, I guess it's on this one. How about this?
From each of the family members that had somebody killed in their family, and then all the ICE people were people from those families that were killed. What would you say to that? And how long does it go on? President, 10 years, 20 more years, 30 more years? How many years are they going to just be able to keep coming in?
And it's not even really the years, isn't it? How many more are gonna die? You and that girl over there and you and all these people keep saying they can stay here, right? You call these parties unsafe, right? You have the concept, you wanna stop that. How about the enabling? You wanna to stop the illegal aliens, right? You would eliminate guns, right? You want to do that, or you want to eliminate drugs. That stops the drug problem. If we eliminate the illegal aliens, they won't shoot and kill people here. Your mouth runs constantly that they should stay here, and everybody like you, like 30 million people around here. They're all murderers. Your voice murders, along with his and hers and his. And Fabian, who's not, I don't. Yeah, who says nothing. So let's look at some family members. Jamil Shaw. What if Jamil Shaw's family members, his brother was in ICE and he was deported? Or how about the police officer Brandon Mendoza, Latino name? What if somebody from his family joined ICE and was deported? What are you going to say to that? Don't do it. But an illegal alien killed somebody, it killed him. Their family is saying, we can't do this. No. I'm right, you're wrong. And so you're a murderer, and this whole thing is letting murder just keep going on and on. Now, I looked at this thing from Scobin, from the mayor. They're gonna pick another commissioner, and they said that he has credibility to be a commissioner, yet the only thing he has is community involvement, where he's on the Mayor's Valley Advisory Board, the Herschel Day School, and Project 8. And then I found out he knows Errol. He went to USC, so you know him, you know her, and all this is murder. You're all the same murder. A guy that's coming in is already a sick murderer, whether he's a commissioner or not.
Next we have Michael Abraham.
Starting about 2 months ago, someone set up barricades in the hallway outside the city council chamber. That is supposed to be a publicly accessible area, so I'm guessing that one of the council members claimed that he or she felt threatened, which is absurd, especially in a secure building like City Hall. But even if one of them legitimately did feel frightened for some reason, blocking the hallway is an unreasonable response. A less disruptive response would be for a police officer to escort the council member to the elevator. But that wouldn't solve the real problem, which is that the council members don't like their dainty ears being bothered with troubling facts. I don't know why the police went along with this illegal scheme to protect council members' tender sensibilities. I'm assuming it might be difficult for officers to say no to elected officials, but you need to let the council know that the police work for the law, not for officials, and not for lawyers with fringe interpretations. The city council's failure to take modest steps to protect people from violence is causing real harm, and council members should expect to hear about it. Likewise, the failure of each member of this body to ask the governor for military-level police oversight is causing real harm. Nothing less can solve the horrific problems which are obvious to anyone who doesn't have his fingers in his ears. Thank you.
Great job,
Next we
Michael.
have Grace, followed by Quinn.
I have to go.
Let's talk about the Board of Rights hearings conducted in 2024. It is not transparency, it's a confession. It's a testament to the atrocities this department commits and how shamelessly this board works to protect it. This isn't oversight, it's theater. It's a ritual of impunity you perform to make yourself feel like something other than what you are.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, sir.
Have a good one. I'm gonna try to make city council because they're off. We got Amy, aka Jill, Mona, aka Fat Grammy, and myself in there. And thank you, Mona, for the stuff you were saying with that, because they need to hear it. They need to, and I know Kirsten Peterson, you're listening. I know that you've proven that you follow every minute of so here, I'm calling you out. I'm just telling you, cease and desist. I'm telling you right now, cease and desist. Because we're going after crimes of an institution, but you know what? It's going to come down, and it's coming, Kirsten. It's going to be crimes that you are going to be accused of and stand trial for and go to prison for. Know that it's coming, and whatever you want to do in fear to try to save your life, it's not going to work. You guys are going to prison. You, Moxon, all y'all, you're going to prison. Miscavige, all of you, you will be in prison, and it won't be because of me. It's not going to be because of any of us. It's going to be because of you, because you're criminals. You are absolutely criminals. Hi, how you doing?
Commissioner that took a place of Seth Southers yet or no?
No, Southers is back.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, but it was the other lady. I can't think of her name right now. But they are in the process. They didn't seat them yet. Keep up the good fight. Yeah, no, once they do a second call-in person, they don't go back to Zoom. That's how you know when it's not even worth hanging on to, because they'll do back and forth, and then once they get the second in person, you know it's over. But I want to try to get in here because there's not going to be any more meetings. And I'm going to keep continuing to talk to Kirsten Peterson. You guys, you and Moxon better cease and desist. That's all I could say. Because I'm not scared of you. And even if I was scared of you, I don't let fear dictate what I do. You know, like, you don't think people that jump out of planes and bungee jump, or they're not afraid, but they just don't let it stop them, you know? And stop with it's a hate. No, I'm here trying to protect Scientologists. We all are. We're here to protect Scientologists. We actually care about your people more than you do. Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon do not care about, they care about Scientology, the money-making aspect of it, but they don't care about the individual Scientologist. That's our job. We are the ones that care. And I know there's some people who maybe think that, oh, they asked for it, they did it themselves, we shouldn't care. But that's just not who I am. I care. If people want to and they really legitimately want to be there, if asked and pushed come to shove and they want to be there, then that's their prerogative, as long as they're not committing crimes against people. But I believe there's so many people trapped that are only there because they feel there's no alternative and they're frightened and they need a hand maybe to hold to get out. And that's why we're here, Kirsten. We're not, you know. So why don't you take your clip, Kirsten? Go take your little clip. Well, she's going to say, I'm making threats that she's going to go to prison for crimes. That's what's going to happen, Kirsten. And it's coming, and you know what? You freaking know it's coming. That's why it's so Hold on, guys. Ugh. I mean, like, I have to see what I'm not even prepared what to speak to get in and talk. I can't, and I don't have my selfie stick because they wouldn't let me bring it into court. I hate the police commission building. I never not have an asthma attack over there. But this time at least I have my inhaler. Oh, I need to get in. Hello? Okay. Ah, thank you. Good morning. If you need to search the back. Oh, sorry. Hold on. They were obnoxious though today. Like I don't like all the back talking. Like just let people have their speech and like no one interrupts them. So I don't know why all these people are always interrupting different speakers. I wish they would put a stop to that. Like, but I think they're kind of a hairstyle audit. Good morning. Do you need to search the backpack? Oh, that's how tired I am. I'm sitting there. I already got my sticker and I'm putting my hand out for another one. Man, what is wrong with me today? I am. No, Peter's there. Yeah, I will get a full-fledged count and the numbers. How much? I just do things a bit at a time. We're kind of like as we're doing it. There's just so many things. But what we're at now. Before with the new one is more I have two because I think we really just for that one even if we just get the police commission and the OIG that might be enough. Huh? No, I'm going up, trying to go up.
What floor?
3.
Okay.
You too?
No ma'am, I'm going. How you doing today?
Good. How about yourself?
Yes ma'am, look.
Oh, good. Good. 22. I like it up there. The observation desk.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's
Yes.
so cool up there. I love it up there. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much.
Yes ma'am. You have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. And I want to get the expert witness. So we need like 9 total. So and then if we go beyond that, that'd be great. But I think the police really because it's. And maybe the city attorney's people, like the legal aspect. I don't know. We'll just keep going. We're happy with what we have. Oh, it's weird. All the population is out. Okay. Yeah, no. Once they do the second person in person, like back to back in public, there's none. There's no more Zoom, sadly. Lately, they've only been taking, like 3 to 4? At least we got 2 of you in. That was amazing. Well, back of the door. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Before we get started with our presentation, it's
Did
important
they start public comment yet?
Not
So
yet.
either
This
stand
is
by
just
your
only
acknowledgement.
presentation.
Please welcome
Good.
Eddie Morales
Thank
Recate
you.
of the San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians, Gabrielino Tonka Youth Council.
Okay, guys.
Hello, Miha Netwadone, Ellie Morales Recalde, Dancing Spirit Walker. I'm a youth leader.
I'll have moms over there. Yeah, I wanted to, I could have stayed longer over there. That lady wanted me to film her and stuff,
I'd
but
like to thank Councilmember and LA City Council for honoring and acknowledging Indigenous people today. Let's give that a show round of applause.
so many times they get over it quick. Oh, he wasn't at police.
We are here today
I have to find something to talk on.
In our language, we say Elisha, which means we are here. And that is why we are here. Is because of our resilience and because acknowledge that we are here. This is multi-generational work. This is a responsibility I take to bring my heart. Being Gabrielino Tonka means that I carry the strength of my ancestors throughout my culture and tradition. Even though our history includes pain and loss, it also holds stories of survival, wisdom, and connections to the land that we call home. I know that resilience is about standing tall. I'm part of a story of resilience that honors my ancestors by learning, listening, and never forgetting who I am. On the village site we are on today is called Yawna. We are on the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tonka. The traditional territory of our people is into the greater LA Basin, in Orange County, and of course live in Channel Islands. Today, welcome you to Aloha. Thank you so much for your time.
Me, I know you did, again, I'd like to thank the city of Los Angeles City Council for acknowledging today as Indigenous Peoples Day. I just want to sing a song to my son. It's an ancestor song, and we ask our ancestors to protect all of us that are Indigenous people because of the political climate that's going on our ancestral land. In this song is the interpretation of the song, oh my ancestors, listen to my heart, oh my ancestors, here is my heart. In the memory of all our ancestors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Elsie. Today, and thank you, Chief Anthony Morales, and your loved ones for also bringing the ancestors. Thank you so much. Today we recognize the first peoples of this land whose stories, languages, and traditions continue to breathe life into the city. I want to thank our elders, our youth, and the community leaders who carried the songs of generations before us, and who are planting the new seeds for the generations to come. This morning I want to uplift and recognize that we're joined by members of the Los Angeles City and County Native American and Indian Commission. Chief Anthony Morales, who just sang, is with the San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians, Gabrielino Tonka. We have President Bertha Prairie of the Cherokee Nation, Native American and Indigenous Community Police Advisory Board. Marco Pacheco, President of Casa de la Cultura Maya, is also here with us today. Los Angeles is home to more than 327 indigenous people who identify as Native Americans or California Indian. Los Angeles is home to 30 different unique indigenous communities
from Mexico and Central America as well. While these numbers may seem high, we know the U.S. Census historically undercounts for our indigenous communities. As we celebrate, we must also be honest about the moment we're living in. Across this country, history and the truth itself are under attack. We see the federal administration punishing diversity and culture. ICE agents are kidnapping people for how they look, how they speak, and where they come from. That violence echoes the past, the boarding schools, the forced removals, the erasure. But indigenous peoples have turned survival into resistance, have given us examples of what it means to survive and thrive, armored with ancestral spirits and knowledge that no government can penetrate. And I'm grateful that they have, illuminated that for the communities that are struggling right now and give us something to look to and aspire to. Here in Los Angeles, there's unfinished work to create a city-wide land acknowledgement policy. It's long overdue, it's an important step, and as that work continues, we must make sure that the people whose lands we stand on are a part of the conversation and the decision making. And as we talk about land, we can't ignore what's happening just a few blocks from here at the Los Angeles State Historic Park in my district. The proposed gondola project reminds us of the need to be stewards of the land that is protected, especially sacred land. We need to oppose unchecked development that threatens open spaces with rich indigenous history and sacredness. If we are serious about honoring indigenous peoples, we must act on our values and throw down for them and with them every single day. I now would like to introduce our next speaker. He's here to join us, Mark Villaseñor. Mark Villaseñor is the tribal vice president of the Fernandeño Tatavian Band of Mission Indians and vice chair of the Los Angeles City County Native American Indian Commission.
I'd like to thank Councilwoman Hernandez for inviting us out here today. Currently, I am the vice chair for the Los Angeles City and County Native American Indian Commission. This commission is very unique. It was created back in 1976 in order to address the historic disparity representation with the Native American people that reside within Ellis County. Due to the fact that it contains appointees from the county, also community voter members, and also city appointed members as well, which I am also city appointed by Mayor Bass. I just wanted to say that back in 2017, when the city council approved to change the day of Christopher Columbus to Indigenous Peoples Day, our commission supported that effort by being able to understand the history and the community that's here in Los Angeles that is able to show the richness and vibrancy of this Native American community here. This commission is also interested in continuing to work with the city council as it moves forward in promoting Native American sovereignty and as well as participation within the local government as well. I'd just like to say that in closing, I'm here with some of my fellow commissioners here, Denise Soto and our past Commissioner Tracy Perez and Mona Morales-McCauley here. I'd just like to say thank you again for all the work that you've been doing, and we look forward to working with you in the future as well. And once again, thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. I'd now like to invite Senator Joel Codell, elder of the Fernandinho Tatavian Band of Mission Indians, to say a few words with us.
Hello, my name is Joe Bolo. I'm here to speak on behalf of our tribes and the Tatavian Band of Mission Indians. Our access to land are Sacramento, Santa Clarita, Antelope Valley, and part of the Tiki Valley. I personally descend from the leadership of the village of Nahunga, Sacramento Valley. So I take pride in saying I'm from the valley when people ask. I stand here along with our gathering of relatives as the prayers of our relatives who survived the mission and survived the genocide that happened today. And I take pride in being here, knowing that we're taking our tribe to another level. We've survived and now we're pushing forward. Our tribe alone has several for-profit entities as well as non-profit benefiting the community, not only our native community, but the community in general. And it's an honor to be here and speak on behalf of them. And I'll thank you, Councilman, and thank you for
Thank you so much for joining us.
Kuchankamizan in Udiadakimon. Good morning to all. Thank you for allowing us to be here and express our gratitude and observation of Indigenous Peoples Day on this day. My name is Eric Agel, and I am a first generation Pueblo descendant, born in the bustling streets of Compton, California. As a descendant member of the indigenous community, it's fully welcome to dread of land and its people. On Indigenous Peoples Day and beyond, Eric Sandwell is a stranger to the stories of his land, but as someone rooted deeply in his diverse heritage. Eric Sandwell's history is marked by the twice great migration on his mother's side. His grandparents left the vibrant hills of Michoacan for a promise of California. His grandfather worked in the fields of the Cerro, and little by little, the family established their roots in the United States, sharing with them the original language, traditions, and values. Eric grew up surrounded by three voices: Spanish and Pueblo from his parents, Pueblo from his grandmother, and English at school. Education was the foundation of his life. Guided by his family and inspired by his brother's footsteps, Eric studied graduate from East Urban with a degree in economics and management management. After college, Eric began his career as a data analyst in the renewable energy sector, contributing to the development of solar and battery projects. Eventually, he realized his true calling lay elsewhere and transitioned to real estate, seeking a career that aligned with his passions and desire for independence. Throughout his journey, Eric has remained deeply rooted in his heritage, participation in cultural events, community organization, and especially with Sabor de Michoacán, a taste of Michoacán. He has helped keep Pueblo traditions alive in the U.S. for those who cannot always return home. Eric's journey is defined by carrying forward the sacrifices of those before him and building from the community schools of teachers, hard work, culture, and pride in his indigenous heritage. Today on October 7th, we not only celebrate our history, but we also affirm that we are still here. President is driving a defiant revolution of daily life. As a Pueblo raised in the Los Angeles diaspora, I embody resistance not with shouts, but by leaving our blood, culture, and background and supporting the thread of my existence. Every meal I cook with traditional ingredients, every story I share about our heritage becomes an act of remembrance and resistance. Our presence is an act of defiance, a testament of strength that comes from honoring our roots while building new lives far from our ancestral lands. Through community gatherings, branch classes, and cultural events, we ensure traditions are not lost, but instead flourish in new soil. For me, resistance is not only about looking back, it's about moving forward. It is about living every day in a way that honors my spiritual roots. It means carrying my grandmother's voice in the Pueblo language, sharing the love lines and the proverbs with younger generations. It means working with my community to organize vibrant festivals where we share our food, our dances, our music, and our art. Each event is living bridges. Even if people cannot return to our ancestral homeland, they can still feel at home through these shared experiences, finding comfort and connection in our collective memory. In my professional life, I bring forward the values passed down from my ancestors, discipline, perseverance, and responsibility. For me, that is also showing that being indigenous is not a barrier, but a source of strength. I strive to be a role model for younger generations, demonstrating that we can succeed in any field while remaining true to ourselves. Whether mentoring students, advocating for indigenous representation at work, or launching initiatives that support our youth, I am driven by a sense of duty to break barriers and uplift others in my community. My identity motivates me every day to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth and solidarity. To resist is to keep speaking our language, to keep gatherings such as this one, to keep remembering where we come from. It is to remind the world that indigenous culture is not something of the past, but a living force shaping the present and future. Our traditional families and celebrations are living proof that we are here to make communities live in, inspiring others to honor their own roots and fostering respect and understanding across all cultures. Each time we teach a child to dance or share a traditional recipe, we plant seeds for the next generation to carry forward. We resist ensuring by thriving, educating as my friends urged, innovating as brother engineered, connecting as our elders migrated. My blood flows with Pueblo fire unquenchable, unbreakable. I invite you to join me in this daily dance to remembrance and resistance, resilience. our culture in Jersey because we live in it, we celebrate it, and it passes on it with pride. Through every generation, we adapt, persevere, and transform. Challenges, new opportunities, thereby strengthening our identity and community. I stand here today proud of my provincial blood, proud of my culture, and proud of my ancestors, and committed to carrying the spirit with me in every step I take. Thank you for allowing me to share my story, for setting us to continue to keep our roots alive.
I just said three of us. Yvonne or
Thank
anyone.
you, everybody. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to want to conclude with something really incredible. We have Marcos Galacia, who will grace us with the Lion Ancestral Flute performance.
Yeah, once they get to the second in person, back to back, you know that it's done for. I think they're,
Thank you so much.
not sure. I think they're local though,
Thank
like
you, Chief Anthony
a
Morales.
local tribe.
Thank you so much, all for being here.
Hey, Professor.
Vice President Marquez Senor, thank you. Senator, thank you. Mona, Emily, thank you for always inspiring me
How
every
Mona's
day,
here.
all the time for your leadership and bravery.
Oh, hey, Jason. Shout out to Smoke and Scan. I signed up.
And to
I see if they call Smoke
one
and
of my
Scan. I
favorites
signed
is
up with that
make
name.
sure that we're steady and going in the right direction always.
But I will
Thank
not
you.
be impersonating them.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, colleagues. Let today stand as a commitment to honor Indigenous communities, history, and protect Indigenous people. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I'm pleased to present this resolution to the City of Los Angeles City and County Native American Indian Commission officially recognized
how much time did they actually film?
2025 as Indigenous Peoples' Day in Los Angeles. Please join me in recognizing them. Thank you. I'd like to close our presentation in memory of Ernie Stevens Jr., who led the Indian Gaming Association for 24 years and dedicated his life to protecting tribal sovereignty, advancing Indian gaming, and lifting up Native communities. He passed away suddenly on Friday, September 26th, at the age of 66, at the Oneida Nation in Wisconsin. May he be resting in the warm embrace of our ancestors, and may we never forget the work that he committed to his community and did for his community. Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you.
Oh, I will, Amy. I sure do.
All right, Madam Clerk, the city attorney, can you prepare us for public comment?
Mr. President, there are items, council can vote on hard.
That was nice, Ms. Hernandez.
Because public comment was satisfied.
That was beautiful.
All right, what's next?
Those items that council may vote on now, since public comment was satisfied in committee, are items 6 through 8, 10 through 14, 17 through 21, as well as 23, sir.
All right, let's open the roll on those items, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14-9. Council may now go to public comment, sir.
All right, prepare us for public comment.
To people providing public comment, when it's your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, which you begin straight off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 5 and items 25 through 56. So again, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 5 and items 25 through 56. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public can speak to any of the other items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. So a couple more announcements, if I could have the interpreters make this first one allowed to the room, please. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every 2 sentences so that the interpreter can interpret.
Si requieren interpretación en español, por favor háganse cargo de pausar después de cada frase para permitir al intérprete la oportunidad de traducir.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was horrible how they treated those people.
So you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
Y no se preocupen,
It's true style
el
audit.
tiempo mientras el intérprete está hablando, entonces recibirán la misma cantidad de tiempo que las otras personas. Gracias.
And one final announcement for the room. If you could please wait until you hear your name called aloud before lining up, it will help us run an efficient public comment and hear from as many people as possible. So the order in which the names are called are randomly generated. And so again, if you wait until you hear your name called aloud, you can then line up in any order on your left.
I'm already lining up, but we'll see. Sorry, Mr. Attorney.
I will begin by calling following names: Devin Aguilar, Jose Trejo, Harriet Elliott, Wilkin Scan, and Chris Chavez.
Oh, that's all right. They called me. It's not me. It's not me. I'm not saying I'm smoking scan. I just signed up to smoking
People
scan.
who are new here, if you please make your way. to
Nobody's
the
impersonating anyone.
chambers, And then the officers will let you know where to go when we get to the police.
They called.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Thank you.
So item 16 is not open for public comment, but you can speak to during general. So we have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Well, I'm waiting for item 16, so should I go back up to that call?
No, no, you have 1 minute for general, and you can speak to item 16 for that 1 minute. Go ahead.
All right, good. My name is Jim Nabla. I'm the Director of Outreach and Civic Engagement for the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor. I'm here speaking in favor of item 16 and SB 34. Those who oppose SB 34 are fighting a good fight for the future of all people. Those communities and years of work complex suffer great health consequences. But those very workers who live in that same complex are here today to advocate in favor of SB 34 because they know firsthand the consequences that happens to families when the port complex slows down. You lose your job, you lose your home, you lose your health insurance. And, you know, I've been working with community and labor groups for a long time. I'm an environmentalist myself. But you have to ensure, you know, the largest driver of climate change is poverty. So we're going to move on climate change. We need to make sure we're bringing workers with us. Please vote yes on 16 and SB 34.
Good morning.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thank you. I actually liked Mr. Lee's, in the end about the helping with the plants and stuff, but I'm going to ask the council president and the city attorney to please put all his items on hold until I receive my apology. He has yet to apologize to me for his rudeness, and after he apologizes, I will gladly support his items because they were good. Okay, so that being said, I want to start with number 30. Oh, Bob, this is one of yours, Bob. Okay, I don't understand why you're trying to not have the permit process go through the appropriate process. And Bob should be listening. He's about to owe me an apology if he doesn't quit it. This is his item. Okay, thank you, Bob. But why? Because, see, that's what Scientology does, right? They try to put things through illegally or skip the system, and that's what you're doing here. And I'm sure that the one-night public dance, the Reseda Rising Art Walk is a lovely, wonderful thing, and they deserve to have their night of dance. But why not let it run through the proper process, right? I want to get a permit. I'm applying for one. But, right, to protest, but why, Bob, are you going to can you put it on the agenda for me to bypass this, the process of the police, evaluation of it? Because I would appreciate it. Because I would love to have that bypass. I would love to have that. Is that my 1 minute's up on that one? Okay, then the other one I want to go to is, I think, 41. Yes, again, this is Ms. Hernandez, and lovely, thank you for the lovely presentation this morning, Ms. Hernandez. And I do agree with getting software that you guys can finally inventory and assess the right-of-way and the public easements and public streets. You need that. I can't believe this is a city that doesn't know what you have. Okay, and I'm going to bring something on that, and this is why that program is needed. On L. Ron Hubbard Way, okay, Kendrick Moxon is pretending, or he showed some weird letter that the city gave them no parking, okay, by an engineer, a regular level engineer gave them a no parking for indefinite, which we know is not true, okay, but you don't even know where your no parking streets are, what's legit, what's not legit. 41, because you're trying to get software, right, so you can keep track of all your streets. Okay, that's good. And then the other ones is for all the street vacations. No, and no, because, again, I don't want Scientology getting the idea that you guys are quick to pass out street vacations. We need L. Ron Hubbard Way open so victims who want to leave can leave, and so that the public who wants to use the beautiful street can use it. Thank you. Okay, public comment. Shout out to Smoke and Scan. Oh, I get 3-minute public comment? I'll take it. Okay. And, you know, and so I want to talk about what happened on Sunday. Okay, randomly, somebody came across, it was a Scientology film permit. They had the proper permit from the police, apparently. And what they did is they had a bunch of people, they're people who, mind you, make slave wages. They don't make human regular wages. They make $47 a week. Had to stand still for 4 hours. They were not given bathroom breaks, were not given drinks or water or anything. They had to stand still even though no one was filming. How stupid do you look as a city to allow that to happen on our city streets? And then they lied and said they only had the street permit, but they lied and told the police, oh no, that they want to cut off the sidewalk. And the police officer went along with it. You guys are looking stupid. These people are abusing you know, their wages and their earners, and they're going after me too hard. Like I'm in actually fear for my safety because of certain people in there. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Thanks.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute general public comment. Please begin.
Look what we got here. I got myself my
my phone not working?
council rule. So if I get out, thrown out of one meeting, I get disposed of the rest of the whole day. The lawyer, let's give the city a hand for getting sued for $3 million.
You guys
here? Yeah, you see, you wake it up. And who's sponsored it? Hugo Soto Stalin. You little bitch. You turned it into a little Jewish old little bitch. I'm gonna bring you a yarmulke. You little asshole. Fucking little turd. I can't believe what a little bitch. He's a little bitch. Stop interrupting me! Again.
Also, you lost your 1 minute on 48.
My turn. You get your fucking turn. Now, that was it. The 49, the Dog Eating Festival. Yes, sir. We're going to be taking buses down to CD10, and then us will be serving us up some nice lamb chops with the dogs to stir in. Nothing better. When I go down to Kingstown celebrations with Pumpkinhead, and I eat dogs. Try Pumpkinhead, it's delicious. With all of that delicious sauce. Now we get graffiti surfaces and staff graffiti. Yes, over Target. $30,000 for blue graffiti. Then he gets another $75,000 for trees. What? But look at this. It pays to be an FBI snitch, doesn't it? Then we got other shit here. Look at Heather Hunt again. She's gonna stop sitting and sleep with us. In other words, she's gonna make people get the fuck off of her street. So then we can take and push all the homeless over to Madam Sniffles over there at CD6. Oh, get it on. The bigger the law, oh, that mountain people. And then over there at CD4, the revolutionary hamburger did. So you see, hamburger, you're fucked up in the fucking head. You understand? You get a land acknowledgement, the Jews own all goddamn land. You understand? Not the Indians got defeated in 1823. Back when that President General Jackson became president, he pushed it off the fucking land. Didn't stop. The Jews owned the land. And then we got General John there.
As you know, yesterday in federal court, we have the Chief of Homeland Security, Deputy Brian K. Williams, Deputy Mayor.
Bomb threat the entire city off, fixing up the 10 years of federal prison. What happens to Melvin? He gets a $5,000 fine, no jail time of probation. Why? Isn't it a fucking shame that September 23, he filed sealed documents? I hope it didn't leak. Yeah, sitting in this engine. See, the year is not going to go up. What I heard yesterday about a new council member being indicted. So anyway, you take that and shove it up your fat ass, niggas. Thank you.
And we're waiting for the next speaker to come up. I don't know if the guest from Austin and Paul are still here, but everything you just heard is about the exam, so I hope you took notes. Which item would you like to speak to?
Yes, good morning. Chris Cole, for Clean Air, speaking of item 16. We are closed on item 16.
1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Yes, Chris Chavez, we're closed on item 16, as well as SB 34. SB 34 seeks to train South Coast Air Quality Management District's ability to reduce pollution from the port. It's worth noting that South Coast has already articulated the pressure from Los Angeles and Long Beach mayors, the shipping industry, and for labor, and is likely to pursue a voluntary agreement. Voluntary agreement that we oppose. SB 34 says that California will protect the largest source of smog polluted in the smoggiest air basin in the nation. It also sends a message that the state and local governments will work against the mechanism efforts by environmental justice, environmental public health, and community advocates. 1,500 Southern Californians die prematurely every year due to our inability to meet air quality air standards. SB 34 would move Los Angeles even further in the wrong direction. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Carla Martinez, Greg, Cash Patel,
Oh, thank you.
and Zakai.
Good morning. Which item would you like to speak to?
This laser lady, we like her.
Okay. And before you begin, please move the microphone, please. You have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
I'm going to read Senator Johnson's roll call transcript of genocide. I write to Ron Johnson, I'm asking everybody else to help me. Here's one of my letters. Ron Johnson, we would like to invite you on Zoom to our LA City Council right now or any Tuesday. You must ask the president if you can speak with them. Okay? Here we go. These weapons are positioned as nodes on a mesh. We're talking about ELF Westwood. Network in a grid-like pattern. These weapons are the artificial intelligence used for targeting and pick up victims from a crowd in a way that is similar to facial recognition software. Okay, I'm just going to say one of my friends, Rachel, her soul sister, in Palmdale last week. We heard of her, and I'm going to contact her. She's a religious, so I know she's on the right, just like Ron Johnson is on the right. He's more right-wing than Trump. I'll have to get her on next week.
Next speaker.
She's so cute. I love her.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the end and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
So, some of you were suppressed by the chill of speech as you exercise your First Amendment to understand.
Which item are you speaking to?
Motherfucker, I'm a 48. Big head, pumpy head. Why do you have to interrupt me? Every motherfucking time I'm talking
Please
about
stick to
the
item
increase.
28. You're welcome to continue this
I'm
conversation.
talking about the fucking increase on probation, asshole. Your fucked up Rule 7, that dumb asshole Soto up there, who says, oh, Rule 77, the first paragraph, we have to change it to amend, because we don't want to have critical criticism against us who are going to find me. Well, fuck you. 42 USC 1983 and 1842 and 45 section. Unconstitutional prior restraint on my free speech. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen in the crowd? Fuck you. Straight out. That's my constitutional belief. A little lying bitch like you has to cry about changing rules. Weren't they good enough? Weren't they better than what we had before?
Time expired on item number 48.
I'll speak on my next item, asshole. Why is it that on 45, dickhead, that we're changing the name to Juniper Street off 102nd Street, where we should call it Nickerson Garden Street, for all the little Nickerson Gardens children can know the name of a real street? What about the 103rd Street Showdown exhibit where the Watts Towers are? Let's put a flag on it representing the dumbass attorney up there who should have figured out what number I'm on. 45, asshole, you got it? You see?
Hold this time for a moment.
Yeah, hold on.
Use the N-word.
No, I did not, sir. I made reference to Nickerson Garden, asshole.
Okay, well.
Nickerson Garden is a location in LA by Watts.
Okay, stop for a second. It's violation of Rule 7. This is your only warning. Using that word or any of its variations as described in Rule 7 may not be used again in this council meeting or any future council meetings. If you violate Rule 7 again and use the N-word, you will forfeit your speaking time and will be subject to removal. You will be subject to removal.
Did he say?
Pursuant to Rule 7 and 12. You can resume your time.
I would like clarity on that thing, sir, because you're using an offensive word that you made a rule for, and now you're saying I made a statement to that?
Mr. Chairman, I need you to stick to the agenda item and remove the general public comment.
Wow. Wow, look at this. Roscoe with the Jewish
Yeah, you said like
money
Nickerson
tree at
Gardens.
Woodland Square.
Exactly, Michael.
They want to put up a Kawapa Square. Well,
I have to
let me
listen to it again.
translate that as SAWASTIKA Square. What does it spell? Does my spelling have any offense to anyone here? Does anybody want to rebuttal about my clarity of words? My sympathy for the goddamn Kawapa? Well, you know what I think of Kawapa shit? It's the same fucking bullshit I've always said on the record. You're full of shit, Bob. You married a black woman, and that's why you're too ignorant to understand English. Now to my non-agenda public comment. Cohen versus California. Bagdasarian versus the United States. Whitney versus California. United States Supreme Court versus the City of Los Angeles and our First Amendment. Why is that? Why? Because today you heard on item number bullshit 48, the goddamn fat, bald idiots here, and I'm making reference to all the illegal assholes that support that shit, right? Godzilla, right? Little wetback, go back to your country when you come to mine. I didn't have to cross any borders. I was born and raised here, not like that pussy up there, Soto. Another wetback. So as far as I'm concerned, fat burger, put the cheese in your mouth and shut the fuck up. Thank you.
You're not condoning the language.
We come here and waste our time, but we do have to listen to them and pursue it to crowd. So, apologies for folks.
But he didn't say it, I don't think. I heard Nicholson. Or
My name is Adam,
whatever.
AKA Surprise. Just general public comment. Great. Yeah, my name is Adam from LA Canyon Human Civil Rights Committee. During outreach in nearly two dozen former Skid Row housing trust buildings sold to Leo Stilkanoff, I have witnessed so many issues with regard to habitability and tenant safety. Since he took over, security was missing, and in some buildings like the produce, mail access did as well. While people that work for Leo asked us not to bring these things up at City Council, we think it's important for the stories of community members from Skid Row to find their way to elected officials to make sure you all know what is going on and certainly what isn't. The city signed off on the sale of these buildings. What is the city's responsibility to make sure that these buildings are livable? What is the city's responsibility in the sale of these buildings to make sure that tenants are safe? While LAPD expands utilization of Skid Row residents through the BID's revived DTLA plan, what few resources we have continue to be pulled, shower trucks, bathrooms, etc. In the 21 buildings the city allowed Leo to buy, as soon as the purchase was complete, security in every building was pulled. Whether housed or unhoused in Skid Row, the city doesn't seem to care about residents' well-being.
Doherty.
I'm great to tell they came from the general public comment. Still woman, I live with the hotel in Skid Row for here for 2 years now. During this time, considerable decline in cleanliness, safety, and general services that are required to dignify the environment. Since Leo from Stilkanoff, both from the Port of LA, purchased our building, he immediately cut security, drastically increasing
instances of violent crimes and theft. Our mail was cut off for 9 months straight, and now that it has resumed, it's intermittent and entirely unreliable. I find it highly unfair that Leo leverages our suffering and our pain for his, to finance his more glamorous, more high-profile projects. While the city celebrates the opening of the pantries, our building pantries are overrun with roaches, maggots, and rats. As it is under your collective purview to provide the safety of local citizens, I implore you to remind our landlords their responsibility to provide safe and habitable residence.
This is a hard one, Amy. It's okay. It's okay, Vanessa. Yeah.
Good morning, yes. Which item would you like to speak to?
This is going to be general public comment.
Please give 1 minute, go ahead.
Okay, great. So, hello, my name is Carly Martinez, and I'm here representing the Key Valley House Coalition and Inner City Struggle. But really, CB14
Can I hold your phone while I was there? Can I hold your phone while I was there?
Yeah, when you get up there.
When I get there?
Yeah.
We deserve dignified, affordable, and safe housing. We deserve council members that actually vote in the best interest of the people and not corporations or greedy people and agendas. And we deserve Barcelona to pass now. We've been waiting for this for nearly 2 years, and we cannot wait any longer. Okay, we cannot wait any longer. The city of LA says that they want to deal with homelessness. Well, this is how you can actually help stop it. Not incarcerating people or criminalizing poverty, but by actually helping people in need and giving them a chance to be housed or to not lose their current housing by capping the rent at 3%. Rent keeps going up while our salaries stay the same, and the very people that create LA and make LA run cannot afford to live here. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Andrew Gravener, Maria Chavez, Drew Gutierrez, Alex LA, and Gary Herrera.
Good morning. Which item would you like to speak to? Good morning. Which item?
Yeah, it's really hard in here.
1 minute, go ahead.
All right, very good. My name is Mr. Pancake. Housing organizer with Los Angeles and Taxi Network. Just wanted to speak on observation during outreach in various buildings, close to Rio Fusil Hall. I have witnessed so many issues with regard to habitability and public safety. There was a tenant in one of the buildings that was assaulted because of lack of security in one of his buildings. Since he took over security was missing and his son really back to programs, no access. While people that work for Leo asked us not to bring these things up to city council meeting to support the community members. Cheryl will come and tell their elected officials what is going on. The city sign off on the sale of these buildings, but the city's responsibility that these buildings are livable. All right. I'll be getting you the right. I'll say.
We missed Andrew at the police commission. Yeah, they did. I went, I did under smoke and scan. Not impersonating them.
Not all of the items are open for public comments, but I'll give you 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
25 is related to retaining the services of the former city controller, Ron Galfrins, for audits of the LA Alliance lawsuit. Why not use the services of the current newly elected city controller, Kenneth Mejia, for this audits? He was elected city controller. Why isn't his team doing these audits? It seems like maybe we should use the services of the guy who was elected a couple years ago to serve as city controller to do these audits. Seems like a good idea. So we have 26, which is related to the mayor's emergency declaration related to the wildfires. So what we're seeing is a lot of not actually prioritizing rebuilding communities. We're seeing a lot of prioritizing just rebuilding areas around the Olympics because that's all you seem to care about at this point. And so we should make sure that the rebuilding efforts do particularly prioritize the communities because that is That is what needs to be rebuilt first and
I'm
foremost.
so sorry about your sister.
The 2032 is related to harm reduction and overdose prevention in the Cranberry Park area, CD1. It's good if there's services that are being done as an alternative to policing, because policing is not the appropriate response to this. Criminalizing drugs is not good policy. We need harm prevention and things like that, things that help people rather than criminalizing drugs. So, let's see. We have some sweeteners. Okay, so we're kind of moving out towards item 48. Now, so 48, the council is desperately trying to just lead people a little bit with this item. So they want the public to think that this item is specifically to target a couple people who come to these meetings to say offensive things here at their commons. But this rule has a history. So this rule, as originally done, has been regularly used to target black, brown activists who come here and fight for racial justice. This was used frequently while this council protected Kevin De Leon for 2 years, a racist, anti-black, anti-poor, anti-indigenous former council member. They regularly used this rule to target people who came to protest that. In fact, this rule wasn't even enforced for a while, but they decided to start enforcing it because they were mad that people were coming to protest this. So this rule is not really just let's target the racists or whatever. This is targeting the people who come here to fight against racism, and it's a Brown Act violation. If someone sued, the city would absolutely lose, almost certainly. And it's shame on it. Maybe you should wonder why people are disrupting your meetings so much. It's mostly not, a lot of it's not people just trying to come and be offensive or anything. A lot of it's people who are upset with this council. People have to come down here. The council president eliminated all the comments. They have to come down here at 10 a.m. on a weekday to get their comments heard. And it's not like any of this council pays any attention. We have crisis in this country right now, and the city is not fighting the fascists in the White House at all, really. So,
Good morning, which items would you like to speak to?
Thank you, Mayor.
Good morning, item 16.
Say it out loud.
So you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Good morning, City Council. My name is Drew Gutierrez. I'm a member of ILWU Local 94. Born and raised in the Port of LA, been in the longshore industry for over 30 years. I'm here today in favor of SB 34. This bill will help us to keep our work here and not use our jobs to a rule that will have further volume and be diverted to other ports. This is Econ 101. The city's lease agreement with the terminal operators is based on the volume of containers that flow through the port. We want to protect jobs that sustain one of the biggest economic engines the city has. Vote yes on item 16 and SB 34. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Andy Velicich, Sabra Georgia, Adam Smith, Mickey Chavez, and Dana DDC.
Good morning, which items would you like to speak to?
It's freezing in here. Hey,
So,
AC.
1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Good morning, my name is Derek Guerrero. I am president of the International Longshore Warehouse Union, Local 13. I represent close to 16,000 workers. I'm here to tell you I'm in support of SB 34 for numerous reasons. SB 34 creates a balance between economic justice and environmental justice. It does not stop the AQB from implementing a rule to reach their goal of clean and zero emissions. But what SB 34 does is it has safeguards for workers. It protects workers from losing their jobs when cargoes are diverted, and it also doesn't allow for public money to get rid of the taxpayers' dollar while they lose the job. So the false narrative that the AQB cannot implement a rule is wrong. They can. But workers have a right to have a job, they have protections in SB 34, and that's why voting yes on this resolution is imperative, not to the minimum with the IW, but every worker. A carpenter, a trucker, a warehouseman, or lady, but we must protect jobs, and that's what this city is supposed to stand its ground on. Thank you.
You want to step on there? Sure. Okay.
Good morning, you're present the item in 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, City Attorney. Start with item number 1. 谁能告诉我，有没有这样的你，能画出一双双不流泪的眼睛，流的如世上一种即逝的光阴。
It's like a little break, like an intermission.
从此也不再要你。如果是这样，我可以安慰自己，在没有你的夜里，能画出无限光明，留得住快乐，全部都送去你，苦涩的味道变了甜蜜。Now let's move on to item number 2. 从此也不用再次讲爱的天和地，还能在同一天空，月亮太阳再相遇。生命中什么都变了，可以让所有流星随时都相依。从此在人世上也没有无奈的分离，我不用睁着眼睛看你的走的背影，没有变坏的青春，没有失落的爱情，所有承诺有风像星星，从此也不用分开，相爱的天和地，还能在同一天空，月亮太阳再相遇。生命中只要有你，什么都变了可以。Now let's move on to item number 3. 对的是我是爱我的，对的我埋藏了过去，对的风雨我从海上来，对那句在这沙漠里，对那般的是否清晰，对的外语只能无语，对的天时地利的秘境，对的你也在这里。啊，那一个人是不是只存在梦里？为什么我用尽全力气，却只换来半生回忆？对的转来只剩眼睛，对的是我救赎心情。Now, let's move on to General. I am here continue talking about the citywide size discrimination. Every time I'm going to my doctor's office, I'm being at the service because I'm having a green size. But the thing is, I'm city attorney, I'm not care about that. Every time I'm going to shopping, I just purchased a brand new iPhone, and then the brand new iPhone, the Apple Store employee told me that it has everything I like. And then when I open my iPhone, there's no data in there. And then when I open it, and they told me that customer protection, it's not Los Angeles customer protection. They told me to purchase the Apple Care. They said I didn't have your last point. You're going to hold the time. But the thing is, there's literally no data in there. So Los Angeles customers continue to get abused because of the people having smaller size like me. But the thing is that we are trying to be treated equally.
No Dana and his phone.
Good morning. Feel free to move the microphone if you'd like.
So funny.
General public comment.
You have 1 minute, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Alicia with LA Can, and today I want to discuss the Tins Down issue where police are harassing the homeless community and forcing them to put their tents down from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This Tins Down initiative is pointless. Instead of providing access to housing and better resources, they are actively mistreating our community under the guise of cleaning up the streets. Their goal should be to make sure we are housed and safe, not tormented in this place. I also want to address the fact that landlords like me are literally neglecting their tenants. Tenants pay rent, but even if they didn't, because of how piss poor their buildings are maintained, we the people will understand. It's time that we start holding these landlords accountable for their neglect and the lack of consideration that they have for their tenants. Thank you.
Good morning. Which item would you like to speak to?
Item 16, SB 34.
Thanks. You have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Dan Milicic. I'm the president of ILW Local 63. SB 34 is a balance. Protecting 15 jobs while continuing California's strong record of clean air. The ports have already achieved huge air quality gains. 92% diesel pollution, 71% less NOx, 98% less exhaust, providing collaboration in ports. Overregulation here will push cargo to other states and other countries with weaker environmental standards. The ILW members are the backbone of our port and our local communities. The ports of LA and Long Beach handle 40% of the nation's trade and support thousands of middle-class jobs. We cannot risk cargo caps that threaten that. The SCAQMD has said publicly they will impose cargo limits or fund automation, but their written opposition shows otherwise. SB 34 simply holds them to their word. SB 34 keeps our ports clean, competitive, and strong.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Brady Collins,
I think that's all.
Jack O, Hamas Netanyahu, Elisa Anatu, and Terry Lawrence.
Which items would you like to speak to?
I'm gonna go to the ladies' room in a minute, but I want to ask some questions.
My name is Vic Chavez, President of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union, Southern California District Council.
We missed you at the police commission, Andrew. Oh, here's it.
Councilmember McAllister for bringing this resolution. We need a bill signed by Governor Newsom in order to stop.
Hey, Sergeant Dimples. Good morning. I have a question. Okay, all right. So, well, first of all, don't forget we had to do our commendation. We've been forgetting and neglecting, and you know, I don't want to keep him suffering. Okay. All right, we got him good. Okay. My other question is like, there's this diabolical person named Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon that are like, I found out they're hatching some kind of plot and plan to try to, I mean, they've been terrorizing me in different ways, but if I know that they are like, lying to the city officially and putting their name to it, is there any recourse? Like, can I put charges against them for making false reports, or is that a civil matter?
Like reports, what are they?
Like, see, they're trying to like drum up stuff that's not true, and like try to like say make reports. Like seriously, like they're trying to intimidate me and terrorize me to not talk anymore, like make me think. But it's all like it's not real, it's not legit anything. But if they do that, it's a false report. Is there like any recourse for somebody making a false report?
If it goes anywhere above that, they would have to come and interview you, right?
Right.
If there's a false report and you're the suspect,
yeah,
they have to come and interview you eventually, right?
Okay.
Now you give their side of the story. Now you have two sides.
Well, can I go seek that out? Because I heard it's like a plot that they're doing.
Well, what if there is no report?
Yeah, that's what. How do I find out?
They won't unless you know. Obviously, all the reports.
Yeah, it's just here right now. It's hearsay. I don't know for sure, but they're trying to terrorize me with this.
Yeah. So if there's a victim, obviously we can't tell you, hey, this is the victim, right? No.
Well, there's no, Kirsten Peterson saying she's the victim, I
Well,
think.
they're filing a report that they're the victims.
Yeah,
right?
and, right.
So now, can you request a copy of the report?
Mm-hmm,
via
that's
CPA?
right, yeah.
You can, but I can't tell you this is a report and this is a report and this is a report. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so, I mean, I can't go to the police station and see if they're lying about that just to terrorize me, or if they actually are trying to terrorize me by lying. Like, I don't know where, at what level they're willing to do. I mean, these people they're allowed to do anything to destroy their critics, including, you know, they even have a thing called R245, which is, they're allowed to kill people. But they say it's not popular. That's what L. Ron Hubbard says, so we don't do that. But they're allowed. They're allowed to do whatever. So they are trying very actively to terrorize me. And so I want it out there. So I'm like letting you and everyone know. Like, if anything ever happens to me, like, please look into Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon. It is definitely those two. They are the highest levels under, like, Miscavige and stuff. Yes, and I am in fear. I am at the point where I'm in fear for my safety in my life. And I'm saying that seriously, not as a joke.
So like, what have they done to cause the fear other than filing the reports?
A lot of, well, I mean, like, some of it I don't want to say on here, but they are, they've been followed. I'm being followed. I'm being photographed. I'm being harassed. My everyone in my life, like, they're coming to.
Have you tried getting a restraining order?
But because what they do is they hire. They're very smart in that sense. They hire investigators to do it. So they're terrorizing different, like, my family, my neighbors, my everything I'm involved with. But it's not her herself doing it. But nothing gets by her. So I know it's Kirsten Peterson, but they're paying for it.
You can show that as evidence to get a restraining order. The restraining order is what protects you into having a credible threat.
Right. Because, well, they just send a lot of boogeymen, is what they do. I mean, they have been sending, like, pedo, like these open pedo vans, like outside, where it's like, what are they? They're just doing a lot of stuff. Because right now they're very afraid because of what we're doing behind, not just speaking, but, you know, actually helping the victims get justice. So they're terrified of it. But I'm putting it on the record.
I said Nickerson Garden, right?
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I mean.
By 103rd Street.
Yeah.
That motherfucker says I used the word nigger.
In December 2024 is not principally grounded from the city to the developers.
So,
So if you get a warning, that you are non-viable or is not finished, we urge the city to prioritize the research that builds
It doesn't matter because Dickhead likes to roll over warnings.
No, you can't roll the warning.
Before the next speaker begins, I'd like to call up
The warnings are for the day.
Irma Cervantes.
All right, thanks for the talk. All right, so I want to do his thing, and I'm like, because it's like a serious topic, but I'm also, like, I'm not like, they're not gonna, if they do something to me, then they do something to me. I'm like standing up to victims. There's no way I can back down at this point, in spite of their terroristic, you know, what they're trying to terrorize me with. And I'm going to the bar, I'm going to everywhere, but because I come here and I know I'm safe in here, because people go through a thing. But I just want to let you know that it is serious. It's not like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even BSing.
Have you gone to the Hollywood division to speak to a detective that's handling those cases?
I should. I mean,
That's probably where you should start. Because right now.
And Northeast Division.
No, not Northeast.
Hollywood.
Wait, is it Northeast?
Yeah, it'd be Northeast for the blue building. Yeah, for where they're located.
Isn't that Hollywood?
No, Hollywood. Well.
No, you're right. That is.
Yeah, that's Northeast Division.
Northeast. Yeah, you have to go talk to Northeast detectives.
Okay.
To make sure that it's if there's anything in there, because right now.
I know, because I get it. I don't have to be able to have the tithe and the proof. I just want to know on record that I'm speaking up about it because I am in fear of my
right now,
safety.
you're telling me all this.
Yes, and I know you can't do anything.
I have no clue, right?
But if something happens to me right here, I get shot outside here, you're going to be like, wait, she's mentioned that it might be Kirsten Peterson and Kendrick Moxon.
If you go talk to the detectives and they know that there's a case open regarding certain things.
Right, so find out.
They're like, oh yeah, you want to talk to me about this. Okay. So it might be a good idea to go.
I'm going to do that. So go talk to them and ask them to see if they really did. But what if they did, like, put in a fake one and they're just going to, like, arrest me and say, or something, like, because that's what they're doing. They're doing this.
It isn't about that.
Okay.
If they do a report.
It's bogus stuff. Anyway, it's all lies.
They have to get a search.
It's not even a crime. It's not even a misdemeanor. It's just bogus. But they're making it up. They're making stuff up.
They got to get an arrest warrant for that.
Okay. Yeah. But I just want everyone to know that something happened. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's like, it's really serious. But But I still want to do. I'm going to keep my cheer up. I'm not going to let them get to me because there's too many victims. There's too many. But we got to do his thing. Now, do I have to let you go work? Okay. But thank you for listening and for the advice.
And I ask you to vote no for item 3 for the Venice no cover.
I'm in the way. Hold it. Let me get out of the way. Sure. Thank you.
You guys have the power to make this happen, so I ask you to use
Aye.
my heart, pass this, because we do not want to see any more families on the street.
Are you opening? I could go back there. I want to get in. I know. I went under went under smoke and scan, and they called all to LA. But I'm not pretending to be smoke and scan. It's just but
Be sure to